National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation expanded the Vacation franchise's ensemble by introducing audiences to the larger Griswold family tree. John Hughes, who wrote the first Vacation film and co-wrote the second one, and also wrote the original Lampoon story that the franchise is based on, returned to pen the script for Christmas Vacation. This holiday-themed threequel imagines a disastrous Griswold family Christmas with a burnt tree, an overcooked turkey, and pesky lights that won't go on when Clark wants them to. The previous Vacation movies had focused entirely on Clark, Ellen, and their kids, but Christmas Vacation introduced audiences to the larger Griswold clan. This includes Clark's parents, Ellen's parents, an aunt, an uncle, and a cousin with a family of her own. However, it can be a little confusing to figure out which side of the family each set of in-laws is on, whose uncle is the one who unwittingly blows up the Christmas decorations, and how Cousin Eddie plays into the equation. Clark W. Sparky Griswold, Jr. The Griswold Patriarch. The Griswold Patriarch, Clark Griswold, also known by his wife's pet name, Sparky, is played by Chevy Chase, who played the character in every Vacation movie, including the reboot. Clark is Ellen's husband and father to Audrey and Rusty. Since all the other Vacation movies revolve around family trips, Christmas Vacation is the first one to show Clark in the office. He works at a food additive company. Clark is known for flying off the handle and doing reckless, extreme things like kidnapping people in the name of family fun. Christmas Vacation sees Clark wanting to have a perfect holiday vacation, which includes the big reveal that, with the Christmas bonus he is expecting to get, he will be putting in a new pool for his family. Like most of the Vacation movies, Clark's own overeagerness causes some problems. However, a lot of the bumps in the road that ruin his perfect Christmas holiday come from his extended family. Ellen Griswold. Clark's loving wife. Ellen Griswold, née Smith, Clark's wife and Audrey and Rusty's mother, is played by Beverly D'Angelo. Along with Chase, D'Angelo has been the other consistent part of this franchise, appearing in every Vacation movie including the reboot. Since Clark is the unhinged parent who goes off on rants and takes a chainsaw to the loose banister on the staircase, it's up to Ellen to be the voice of reason. She's the one who keeps everyone's holiday spirits up as their Yuletide celebrations fall apart. She tries to urge calm to Clark's more outrageous behavior, such as when she tries to temper his road rage on their way to pick up a Christmas tree. She also often finds easy solutions to the things that frustrate Clark the most, such as flipping the one switch that is needed to make the Christmas lights work. However, Christmas Vacation also sees her succumbing to the holiday stress as well, including sneaking off to the kitchen to smoke. Audrey Griswold. Clark and Ellen's daughter. Audrey, Juliette Lewis, standing outside in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Clark and Ellen's daughter, Audrey Griswold, is played by Juliette Lewis in Christmas Vacation. Audrey was previously played by Dana Barron and Dana Hill in the last two movies, and later by Marisol Nichols in Vegas Vacation and Leslie Mann in the reboot. Lewis is one of the most famous actors to take on the role of Aubrey, as she would go on to have her breakout role in Martin Scorsese's Cape Fear a few years later, then star in the likes of Natural Born Killers, From Dusk Till Dawn, and Yellow Jackets. The Christmas Vacation incarnation of Audrey is a typical rebellious teenager who rolls her eyes at her dad's wacky antics. With the events of this movie set in the same year as the original Vacation movie, Audrey is a 14-year-old after being seen as an older teen in European Vacation, which can add to the confusion of the timeline and cast choices. Russell Rusty Griswold. Clark and Ellen's son. Rusty, Johnny Galecki, standing outside in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Clark and Ellen's son, Russell Griswold, better known by his nickname Rusty, is played by The Big Bang Theory's Johnny Galecki. Rusty was previously played by Anthony Michael Hall and Jason Lively in the last two movies, and later by Ethan Embry in Vegas Vacation and Ed Helms in the reboot. Like Aubrey in this movie, Rusty is younger than when he appeared in the previous Vacation movie, European Vacation. However, there are still some discrepancies with the Griswold kids in this Vacation movie. Christmas Vacation is the only Vacation movie in which Rusty and Audrey aren't the same age. This movie depicts Audrey as being a few years older than Rusty, and a lot taller than him. This adds a fun sibling dynamic between them, as Aubrey is constantly annoyed with having to share a room with her younger brother. Regardless of his young age, Rusty still seems to be more mature and level-headed than his father at times. Clark Griswold, Sr. Clark's father. Clark Sr. looking surprised in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. For the first time in the series, Clark Griswold, Sr., Clark's father, is introduced in Christmas Vacation, played by John Randolph. Randolph was almost another iconic comedy father, as he was originally cast as Frank Costanza in Seinfeld before the role was recast with Jerry Stiller. As a dorky dad who wants the best for his family, Clark, Sr. is like an older version of Clark. The only difference between this father and son is that Clark, Sr. doesn't go off on a temper tantrum when things don't go his way, whereas Clark, Jr. does. He is a supportive father, and while a lot of the other family members add stress to this time of the year, Clark Sr. is shown to be an easygoing and fairly amiable man. It is also easy to see where Clark gets his spirited energy from, as his father is constantly finding any excuse to encourage his grand attempts at making the ideal Christmas. Nora Griswold. Clark's mother. Nora standing in the doorway in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Clark's mother, and Clark, Sr.'s wife, Nora Griswold, is played by Diane Ladd. Ladd is one of the most accomplished actors in the movie, earning 3 Oscar nominations over her career, which includes movies like Wild at Heart and Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Like Clark Sr., this is the first and only time that Nora appears in the Vacation franchise. Nora is a classic overbearing mother who smothers her son with affection the second she walks through the door. Like with Clark's father, it is clear that some of his traits come from, as Nora shares his strong love of family. Unlike some of the other relatives, Nora does want to help out. However, she is prone to worry about various ailments, obsessively getting Clark to check a mole on her neck she thinks is changing color and offering Rusted a whole quarter to rub her feet. Arthur Smith, Ellen's father. Ellen's dad looking upset in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Ellen's father, Arthur Smith, usually shortened to Art, is played by E.G. Marshall. Marshall is another accomplished actor in the ensemble, having appeared in movies like 12 Angry Men, Superman 2, and Tora. Sadly, the actor passed away in 1998. As with the older generation of the extended family, this is the only movie in the Vacation franchise in which Art appears.